wow, we have people waiting. So sorry about the late start.
Yeah. Oh, that means the microphone.
There's
Hopefully
no
they can hear
microphone
us.
on it.
Well, it's got a microphone on it. Hopefully people can hear us.
Not a great one.
It's the microphone on the phone.
Let us know if you can hear us.
Yeah. If you can't hear us, say something.
If you can't hear us, say something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I was.
Like if you're watching in black and white, the green ball is the one behind the blue.
All right. See if I can go on the. Should be able to go on the chat now from here. Yep. All right.
All right. That's going to be like a little bit behind, I imagine.
Yeah, I just want to make sure it was working. So, oops. No, dang it. I can see the chat now. Come on. Give me the chat. There we go.
Okay, for everybody who's here, if you can hear me, Jim is still talking with technical support. It doesn't look like we were able to fix it, so we're streaming from a cell phone, and that's why we're wondering if you can hear us. So make sure to let us know in the chat.
Okay, so hopefully you can hear us. If not, then we'll make a new stream or something, I guess. I don't know. The issue is I scheduled the stream.
I haven't seen anybody say anything in chat about hearing us at this point.
Yeah. So I scheduled the stream from my phone, and then when I tried to go live from the desktop, it's like, I don't see this screen you scheduled. And I'm like, what do you mean? It's right there. And I was like, nope. So, anyway.
Hey, Jim, ask the question in chat if we can be heard. If we
Yeah, I
can't be
did.
heard, oh, you did, okay. Because you could do that now, is just start a new stream up and paste the link to the stream in the old one.
Yep. Yeah, I could do that, but we'll see.
Okay.
It's mostly just us goofing off, and really. Hopefully nobody that's on here has any big expectations of any big revelations or great content or whatever. Mostly we're just hanging out on a Sunday and gonna solder some things. So, where did I put that? Oh, there we go. That was what I thought we might start with. It's the Logic Scope.
Okay. Oh, it's actually a really nice oscilloscope
Yeah.
clip.
So this is HackerBox 64.
All right. This is something you subscribe to. You got an IC. So the last logic analyzer that I built was when I was in college, and it was really just a signal detector. We used an op-amp operational amplifier to pick that out. But this is actually IC driven.
Yeah.
And this is something clever. It's got sine wave adjust. It's got some really nice things in there.
Clever for certain amounts of values of clever, I'm sure.
Right.
Oh, you know what? We got a laptop and a table, so we have the instructions over here.
Okay. Interesting project.
So the hacker boxes are kind of fun. Someone asked me, messaged me after the last one I did with unboxing.
Uh-huh.
They're like, is this a good deal? And I'm like, well, it depends on how you define good deal.
That's with most of these subscription things.
So the reality is, I mean, the pure economics is they could probably get a better deal on some things because they're buying in bulk.
Right.
But if they're
well, they're assembling a kit for you.
right, but the reality is probably for the most, if it's just regular, wires or something, what's the term? A commodity type item like this.
Right.
Then
Jumpers and-
if you're like, I want to build an oscilloscope, you probably could buy the parts cheaper yourself.
Right.
But if you like the idea of getting a box that you don't know what it's going to be, and then discovering what is the project in here, and then going through it and finding the cool little stickers and whatever else is going on, then yeah, it's a good deal.
All right.
It's a reason. I mean, it's like, I guess, like $40, and you get it's a reasonable amount of kit in there for the money.
Oh, there's plenty of soldering as well. So if you want to practice your soldering skills, You've got
And that was kind of the reason I subscribed to it.
plenty of opportunity to. Well, I don't think we can both work on one IC, but it looks like there's more, or one PCB, but it looks like there's more than one here.
Yeah.
So,
And I might work on something else. I don't know what I'm gonna get. So here's the.
yeah,
It looks like about $50 per month for it.
And how frequently do they deliver?
It's monthly.
So each project's about $50.
Yeah.
Okay.
So here's the.
So yeah, you probably could have built 2 or 3 of these for $50. If you were buying the parts in bulk.
Yeah, if you just went to buy the parts individually, it would be cheaper.
I have a toolkit here somewhere that can get that bag open.
I have a. Nope, I don't worry about it.
You call
Hey,
that,
Boyan's on. Hey, Boyan, can you hear us okay?
hey boy. You call that a knife? Now that's a knife.
I don't know if I'm in the frame. I am barely in the frame. Oh well. Oh, so that's the camera there. I forgot I moved it around.
Yeah, you can shuffle if you want to push this back.
I can move the camera too. It's not a huge deal.
That works.
So I will. There's the build guide.
Alright. Usually I find with these things, so I did a couple of the MAD kits. And usually I find with these things that the build guide is essentially telling you, so as you solder the components in, you want to get the lower components first and then stack them up. And the build guide is usually telling you what order to get the components in to be stacked that way. But I will still read the instructions because I don't want to damage your kit. I mean, I'm almost guaranteed to damage it anyway, but...
Alright, well good. Oh.
Free bit of rubber band.
Alright. Oh, that's right. This is what I'm going to do. I'll do this one. It came with another ruler.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah.
Nice.
This one's called Origin Story.
How many pieces do I have here? Okay, we've got... Alright, we've got a little LCD readout for it, which is very cool. But that's going to mean working with a ribbon cable, and I'm going to give that job to you.
No, it's actually going to be just header right here. You're just going to go head right
Is it
to
header to header?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. You say if it was working with ribbons, ouch.
There's usually actually 2 kits in each box, or 2 projects in each box.
Right. So I did notice 2 PCBs, but
Yeah.
I don't know if is that a separate little mini project?
Yeah, so it's a little mini project. Just like the breadboard and stuff that goes into the mini project.
And then you've got a... I wonder if this, because you've got a USB connection here, I wonder if there's, if it becomes a USB oscilloscope. Or oscilloscope.
So this is the contents of the box here. Box 64.
Okay, ARM-based DIY oscilloscope skit. Electrical reference card, yeah. Scope probe. Where is the
Oh, so this is probably the function generator.
So we have a CH340 USB to serial module. So that is the modern equivalent of that little circuit I showed you earlier. The RS232.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think what we have here is in this one. I'm getting this mixed up now. Is we have a signal, a function generator,
Right.
and a logic board.
Okay.
So that there's 2 things.
So which do I have here?
That's the logic. I'm sorry.
This is the oscilloscope.
Yeah.
All right. So I have the oscilloscope, and the oscilloscope does use the screen.
Mhm.
All right.
So
Yeah, here we go. 3 switches, barrel. Yeah. All right.
hey, there's Glenn. Yeah, we're both doing good.
Hey Glenn. Hey, sorry for not replying to your last 2 messages. Somehow you keep messaging me right after I leave my computer.
Occasionally, Craig goes and spends time with his family.
Occasionally, I'm usually forced into it.
I told Craig that's why I wanted him to come over here, is because it's like sometimes you have to just force yourself to do something besides write code all the time.
Right. What? Why? Okay, so this one has several, as I noticed, several SMDs, but they're pre-soldered.
Oh, good.
So I don't learn SMD today.
No, but I got the other kit that's S&D, so we can.
Well, the thing is, as I said, I'm almost like I've never actually soldiered SMD. I had
Same here.
right. So I had one guy. I designed this PCB. Just the schematic, and I don't know what happened to it. Somebody
Mac
pinging
OS
messages.
is like trying to.
Okay, so I had this schematic that I designed, and I was handing it out to people in I used to fly these weather balloons and take photography, so I was handing it out in a group of people that did that, asking for tips and advice on the schematic to make sure that the schematic was what it should be. And I had this reply come back saying, don't tell me you're using through-hole components, and if you are, don't give me the excuse that it's because it's easier. And I kind of thought that was a bit of a rude attitude to take, but here's why. My reason for using through-hole is that I used to do electronics as a hobby as a kid, and I have a 30-year-old cache of through-hole components. So I designed the thing with components that I already had, not to avoid learning to do SMD. And because of that cache, which is now wearing very thin, I've just never had the need to switch. And I also don't really do anywhere near as many projects anymore. I just, I'm more about software now. I just don't get the time to do the physical project. But how rude of a thing to say, hey, don't tell me you're afraid of SMD. Well, actually, I am a little afraid of it because I've never tried it before. I'm almost certain to mess something up the first time I try it. So,
I'm gonna make this go
and I don't care about that.
There you go.
So, thank you very kindly. So yes, I'm avoiding your SMD project because I don't want to damage what you've got.
Glenn says, no worries, take your time. Mauricio, hello.
Hey, Glenn, I don't know exactly where you're located right now, but I'm just wondering if you've avoided the flooding.
He's in Denmark. Where else is the flooding at? I know it's in Germany.
A lot of Europe, as I heard. I know Germany. So Frank Lauter, unfortunately, his business has been hit by the flooding, so he's having to go through those issues right now. But I caught one news story on this from the BBC, and unfortunately, I caught it as I was passing by and wasn't really paying attention. But they said a lot of Europe. That's as much as I caught. So.
Although Glenn's apparently got an apartment in someplace. He's moving at some point, I think.
Right. Okay.
Or wants to move, of course. Who knows what's going to happen.
And I am, of course, going to begin with the resistors. I'll get those in. And then inductors, you mean capacitors, okay. Oh no, inductors are...
So what toys do we have here? So we're building, it's a HackerBox 64, which is a logic scope. Is the first one we're building, and the one Craig's working on, and I'm working on a HackerBox 67, which is origin story, a full 4-bit adder, if I remember correctly. I need to pull up the page for it.
A full 4-bit adder, that sounds cool. So that might be another project for us at another point. I'd like to build an adder either using discrete transistors or even possibly a mechanical.
That would be cool.
All right. Okay, I'm done looking at the user manual.
Glenn says he's not hit by the flooding, but it's pretty severe in Germany and Belgium.
All right.
So I guess that means he can hear us okay.
Yeah, the weather has certainly been, I mean, we've had the heat wave, which is crushing it over here right now, and I work out of a basement office that doesn't have air conditioning, so I'm basically working in with a desk fan to try and keep cool, but I've definitely been having trouble staying hydrated.
So you're in a sweatshop, what you're telling me.
Quite literally, yeah, quite literally. And so we're talking about getting air conditioning put in the house because, I mean, you know, forced air, you get heating and cooling, and it'll be more efficient than what we have.
Mm-hmm.
But also, you know, every year I pull down the window units, put them away, and then
Mm-hmm.
6 months later pull them back out and install them again.
Yep.
And they're old and getting damaged and all the rest of it. So it is time.
I'm gonna go grab a Chromebook so I can have a chat window open.
Okay. You have like 5 computers here. Is that not enough?
I know. I have an issue. It's a condition that I collect computers.
Yep. Every time I visit Jim's house, it's I pulled about 40 computers of yours. I mean, granted, many of them were single board units. I counted the single board computers, but I must have pulled 40 computers out of the room with you once, or for you.
Yeah. When it flooded.
Uh-huh. Yeah. I just, there's this unbelievable sensation of, okay, big computer, tower systems. Okay, laptop, get to about 6 laptops. And then I think, should I count the single board computers? Well, this one's actually being used to do something, so we'll count that. And then I start counting these single board computers, and literally 40 computers came over.
Oh, wait. I get my password.
Okay, braining gear if I'm going to start putting resistors in. You get that door.
Oh. Oh, Craig escaped. Forgot the fan out there. So we're in the basement, and the fan is to get some of the cold air to go upstairs.
Resistables. Give me some resistors. Okay. There's a fair number of them. In my eyes.
Glenn says S&B soldering with a hot air gun is fun.